What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a great day today. Today's video I'm actually really excited to make. I'm going to be explaining all the new Disney Plus series and also kind of my expectations and how excited I am for each one. Of course, Disney announced a ton of new Star Wars series. Probably just wanting to make bank because The Mandalorian is doing so well. And then Marvel is kind of doing the same thing. So they released a ton of new series, and I just wanted to go as in detail as I can. Some of these, it can be difficult to do that because we don't know much about, but I know some about them. So I'll be explaining them and then kind of showing y'all my expectations for each one. First of all, we're gonna look at I can't even speak, dude. The Acolyte. The Acolyte is actually the Star Wars series I'm most excited about, and that's mainly because it is very unique. It's gonna take place before the prequels, which we've never had any live action stuff take place before The Phantom Menace. Of course, we had video games and stuff like that took place before that. Some really cool video games. But we've never had any sort of live action or anything like that take place before the prequels. And I'm actually really interested in the Star Wars universe before the prequels. There was a lot of stuff that went on. I'm really interested with all the dark side stuff that went on before the Acolyte. Of course, we had a Sith Order and a Jedi Order, instead of there just being two Sith before the rule of two. So I've always been really interested with the old, Jedi Order and the old Sith Order before the Sith Order, of course, fell. We had the Sith Empire, of course, which was a thing before the prequels. We never get to see in live action like a full Sith Order. Like usually it's just Palpatine, one of his apprentices, and that's it. And then we got stormtroopers and droids and whatever. But from this article I'm reading, the show will focus on the emergence of dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So that's what I'm really excited. I guess we're going to see the fall of the High Republic, and the dark side kind of rise, which is exactly what I want, really. This mystery thriller will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers. So really, I'm really excited to see a film that hopefully we'll kind of see from a dark side perspective. Usually that never happens. We never really see a film from the bad guy perspective, but I kind of hope that this would be the case, since it's kind of unique. Kind of in the way that, Infinity War is unique because Thanos actually wins, and that's why Empire Strikes Back as well. And Revenge of the Sith, not only are they great movies, but the bad guy kind of wins, so it kind of makes it unique, kind of keeps you on your toes. So I really hope in this case it kind of doesn't have, a happy ending. I kind of hope the dark side kind of wins to spice it up a little bit. That's really all we know about the Acolyte, besides that it has a really cool, title, and looks really cool. I'm really excited for it. I think it'll probably, we don't know exactly, but I'm going to guess it's going to be either late 2021 or 2022. That's really the expected date for me. This is probably the show I'm most hype about besides the Boba Fett show, which we'll cover next. But yeah, that's my expectations for the Acolyte. My expectations are high. I'm really excited for that. So I hope they do it well. Next, we have the Boba Fett show, or the Book of Boba Fett. Now, this is probably the show I'm, besides the Acolyte, that I'm most hyped for because I love Boba Fett. I mean, who doesn't? And I'm really excited because this is actually going to take place in not too long compared to these other series. The Book of Boba Fett is going to release before The Mandalorian Season 3. We're going to have the Bad Batch, then we're going to have the Book of Boba Fett, and then we're going to have The Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett, of course, is going to take place during the time of The Mandalorian, actually, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought they might do something like earlier, Boba Fett in his prime, possibly. But it is going to take place, so I'm sure we're going to see Fennec in it. Fennec as his, sidekick, essentially. I don't really know what they're going to have Boba Fett do. Probably it's just going to be kind of adventurous going around. I don't know, because he doesn't really have a specific mission. I guess we'll probably see him. He's taken over Jabba's palace, so we'll probably see quite a bit with that. Probably maybe him competing with some other, you know, crime lords and stuff like that. Because now with the fall of the Empire, things are kind of in chaos and crime lords are kind of thriving, if you will. So, because there's kind of lack of authority in a way. And we hear that, of course, in the first episode of The Mandalorian. He's like, is the world more peaceful since the revolution? You know, and he's talking about that. But that's probably the route they're going to take. Probably see a lot with Jabba's palace and a lot on Tatooine. It's going to take place during The Mandalorian, so that would make sense. I'm really excited for that. Boba Fett. I'm not sure, but I think Jon Favreau is doing it, I believe. So I'm really excited about that. If Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni are involved, it's pretty much a given it's going to be good. Especially with Filoni. Filoni is really good. So yeah, really excited for the Book of Boba Fett, and I really do think it's going to be very good considering Jon Favreau is doing it. Next, we have The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is going to be the first series we see. Like, it's going to come very soon. It's going to be the one releases first. It's probably going to be 2021, like spring or summer. I mean, I'm really excited for it. It is going to take place, actually, in an interesting time. We're going to see Order 66 and then after Order 66. Again, Order 66, we don't really have any live action stuff that takes place after it, you know, seeing things like that. Of course, at this time, Darth Vader is kind of in his prime, hunting down Jedi with the 501st, you know, stuff like that. From the trailer, it looks like the Bad Batch actually does not follow the order, does not follow Order 66. Or maybe they do, because I guess Tarkin was like, that was quite an impressive display. But it kind of seems like at Order 66, they turn on the other clones, like they don't obey the order. Which would be really cool to see, kind of like they're the only ones there fighting their own brothers and just trying to survive because they're being hunted. Of course, this is going to be the same animation as Clone Wars. It's going to look the same. It's done by Dave Filoni, so it's going to be good, essentially. Really excited for it. Probably just going to be a Clone Wars-like kind of show. Probably some better story, though. Like, I'm excited to see stuff after Order 66, because, like I said, we don't really get to see that before. And, yeah, that will be The Acolyte. Now, the other show we're going to talk about, so I have pretty high expectations for Bad Batch. I mean, I'm not crazy hype about it like I am Boba Fett or The Acolyte. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to be a very good show like Clone Wars. Next, we have The Acolyte. I mean, not The Acolyte. We have Ahsoka. Ahsoka is going to be directed and written by Dave Filoni. He's writing it as we speak. Probably going to take place 2022, I would guess. It's going to be after The Mandalorian Season 3. I'm really excited. Rosario Dawson is going to play Ahsoka, of course. She was the actress that played Ahsoka in that episode of The Mandalorian that she was in. Really excited. I've always loved Ahsoka's character. Again, we haven't seen her in live action until that one episode in The Mandalorian. My expectations are pretty high because Dave Filoni's doing it, so I'm, you know, pretty hyped that it's probably going to be pretty good. I don't really know much about, like, when it's going to take place, like, what time. I would assume it's around the time of The Mandalorian. It seems like the spin-offs that's what they're kind of doing with it. Yeah, I'm hype about it. I'm not really sure what they're going to have Ahsoka doing. I don't really know what Ahsoka did besides, I mean, if we could get Ahsoka fighting Darth Vader, that would be sick. Which leads me to the next series, which is the Kenobi series. I believe the Kenobi series is going to happen 2022. It's been pushed back a lot. People are really mad at Kathleen Kennedy because she's kind of been involved in pushing it back. Plus with coronavirus, I mean, it's kind of to be expected. But still, I wish it was sooner. But I'm really hyped about this series because, of course, Ewan McGregor is going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is just super cool. It's going to take place between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And Darth Vader is going to be played by Hayden Christensen. So I'm really excited to see him return as Vader. Really excited just to see Vader again in a live-action series in this case. I'm really excited to see Kenobi, like, his whole trials and tribulations on Tatooine. And, I mean, he's probably got a lot of PTSD because everything he went through. So I'm really excited to see how they do that. This is not directed or written by Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau, so I am kind of worried about how it's going to be written and how well they're going to do that. But I mean, I really hope it's good. My expectations, I'm super excited about it because Kenobi is one of my favorite characters. Darth Vader's going to be in it. He's one of my favorite characters, and Vader and Obi-Wan are going to be played by the same actors that played them in the prequels. So I'm really excited about that. Really, 2021 and 2022 are going to have so many Star Wars series. It's really super awesome, but really excited about that. This leads me to the next series, which is Star Wars: A Droid Story. This is one I don't really care about. It's going to be animated, and it's just going to be like the adventures of R2-D2 and C-3PO. I have a feeling this is going to be more a show for like little kids, most likely. I mean, I'll still watch it, but I just have a feeling from what I've heard that it's going to be more for little kids, just the adventures of, C-3PO and R2-D2 and stuff like that, and it's animated, not live action. So, I mean, I'm not super pumped about it. I mean, I hope it's good. I'll still watch it. I mean, I'll watch anything Star Wars, even the sequels, which I did not care for, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay. I'm just not super excited about it. And then, of course, we have The Mandalorian Season 3, which will be coming out. Really excited to see Din Djarin, or The Mandalorian. Now he has the Darksaber. I really hope we get to see him, like, rule Mandalore or help Bo-Katan take Mandalore back. That could be really, really cool to see. I'm just really excited to see what they do with his character, because now, with Baby Yoda gone, which is, like, sad, but also kind of happy because it gives the show variety, Gives it a different storyline, because ever since season 1, the storyline has just been getting Baby Yoda back to his kind, but now they get to explore his character even more. The Mandalorian, his character development has always been really good. I just hope they continue that. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are still doing it, so I'm sure it's going to be very good. And I'm really excited to see, Luke Skywalker, maybe training Baby Yoda, Din Djarin and Bo-Katan and all of them trying to take back Mandalore, stuff like that. So really pumped about that as well. That's going to be coming directly after the Book of Boba Fett. And yeah, that concludes that. Now, this show I don't know much about. Star Wars Lando. I don't really know what's going to be happening for Lando. I would think it would be what Lando's doing like around the time of Solo, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure who Lando's going to be played by. I kind of hope he's played by Donald Glover again. I thought he did a really good job playing a young Lando. I thought he was a really good choice in the Solo movie. I mean, I'm excited about it. I just don't really know much about it. It's probably going to come 2022 or 2023, so it's going to be a while. And it's probably in very, very early stages of development, which is why we don't really know a lot. But I'm excited about it. I hope it's done well. I'm excited to see. I mean, I like Lando's character, especially played by Donald Glover. I thought he did a good job of playing a young Billy D. Williams. And yeah, I'm just don't know much about it. I'm sorry. Are there any other shows? Am I missing anything? I probably am, to be honest. Those are all the ones I can think of. And actually, I forgot a couple. We have Rogue Squadron, which I think might be a movie. I'm not sure. It might be a series. We have Andor, and we have Rangers of the New Republic. Rangers of the New Republic will take place right after Return of the Jedi. So it's going to be kind of the Republic trying to clean up the galaxy, if you will. It is going to be directed and written by Dave, or not Dave, or maybe he is, but I know Jon Favreau is involved for sure. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that because Jon Favreau is doing that. I mean, there's nothing in it that's like crazy, like, oh my gosh, this person's in it or this is going to happen, But I am excited for it, as I am for all Star Wars series, and it is done by Jon Favreau, so I'm excited. We have Andor, which is just going to be a spin-off of Cassian, and will, of course, take place before Rogue One because he dies in Rogue One. I'm really excited for that. They're going to have Diego Luna play Andor. He played Andor in Rogue One. Really excited for that. I don't know who's doing it as far as directing and writing it. I do really like Diego Luna because he seems like he's really into Star Wars and loves doing what he does. So I'm excited for that. And Rogue Squadron will just be, you know, pilots. I mean, I'm not super pumped for Rogue Squadron, but I don't know much about it either. But I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be cool if they have, you know, them taking on Death Stars and stuff like that. That would be sick. And then we have Star Wars Visions, which I legitimately know nothing about. I don't know what it's going to be about. Oh, it's going to be like an anime type show. I know that. It's going to be like anime Star Wars. So, I mean, I'm not real into anime, so I'm not super pumped about it. But those are all the new shows explained, my expectations. Probably most excited for the Kenobi series, the Acolyte, Boba Fett, and Mandalorian Season 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already if you like Star Wars content, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.